we are. Okay. Celeste, this past 45 minutes has been so invigorating. You remember when we logged on for the power hours at the beginning, I was like, I'm here, I'm pretending to be awake. Let's do this. And now I'm like so ready for my day, so ready to be posting content. That's what we focused on this morning. The prompts that you provided were really helpful just to get me out of my head and get me to start moving. Um, at first, I was a little grumpy about it because I was barely awake. I was like, okay, so I'm using the prompt. It doesn't really fit my ideal audience, but whatever. I'm just making something. And then by the end, I'm speaking to my ideal person. I'm really excited to post this. I have a video script that I need to record, so I'm actually going to fully wake up and get myself presentable and then record the video, create the content, post it up. How was the last 45 minutes for you?
Okay, so, it's hard for me to, it's that perfectionism. You're like, I want to provide so much value, and this is so, it seems like it's like not enough, but I'm so used to getting on and just like fire hosing, and to get on and just have a set like number of things to do. You have 15 minutes, whatever, and it being very like content driven, things like that. Like, I know you and I can do that, but a lot of the times I don't actually set the time aside.
Yeah.
So I that perfectionism kind of got to me, but God's good. Okay. So he's been telling me back to the basics, strip it down, simplify. And that's what we did this morning. And I have, I have a real script that I've already recorded. I've got a Facebook post, a story, and an email. And it is inviting people into this power hour. But see, that's the accountability with sisterhood is like none other. And I will say too, the more that me and you are continually like leaning in and providing safe space for each other, it has changed everything for me. And I hope it's changing for you too. And it's like, okay, I'm seeing kingdom sisterhood. I'm seeing those kind of things, and that we can provide a safe space that is a simple structure for women for visibility, the ones that are called to visibility. I was always taught it was a sin.
Yeah.
Were you taught it was a sin?
Not explicitly, but it's one of those things where people say one thing, but then respond to you actually being visible and what you're actually called to share, and not understanding that that kind of visibility.
Yeah. So I guess that's kind of like I've had a lot of messaging towards me about visibility when it comes to what I share. People kind of like, especially um, grounded ones in, well, we'd say leadership in the church. Okay, they kind of balk or like are taken back when I start talking about mental health and actually going through a psychosis. And it's like, you can't stay in that victim mentality. And I'm like, because I'm talking about it doesn't make me a victim. It makes me vulnerable and transparent, because somebody needs to know they're not alone, and that these things really happen and you need to seek help. Like, you can't, I prayed for months. I sung songs and prophesied over myself and all kinds of stuff. And it was a hormone imbalance. And it's something that I need to talk about. It is totally my testimony. So, it's like, talk about this and the goodness of God, but don't talk about that, because that makes you too human. And it's like, but they're both, they're both. It goes hand in hand. God made us human.
Yeah. The perfectionism was what really stuck out to me about what you're talking about, and specifically the last 45 minutes and the fact that you have stuff ready to post. Because content creation for me is not hard. I've been doing it for over 20 years. I can do it practically in my sleep. I even did it through like the mold fog and you know a little bit of my story of my mental health stuff. And yeah, I was thinking about it. I did a daily article, like a full length blog post every single day for 30 days when I was living with my parents, hardly able to feed myself, but I had to have something to hold on to. And it's always been content for me. But it's these kinds of challenges. It's like that daily challenge of that 30-day challenge while I was in the mold fog. It's like these power hours that get me to actually finish, because otherwise it's like I can do this better, and should this be a longer script, or no, this is too long, I need to tighten it up. People don't last on social media, so I need to create this, you know, super punchy thing. And ChatGPT, specifically custom trained GPTs, have made a big difference for this. I used 3 different custom trained GPTs to create my content today.
Me too. Okay, so did you use Tori?
I
Did
started
you?
out with Tori. Yep, I
Okay,
started out with Tori. And then that was where I was sitting, and I was like, well, this isn't my ideal audience. Like, it's a cute story and everything, but
yeah,
it's not going to reach the right people. And the hook is not in the right place. So I brought in a completely different GPT, one that I didn't train either. So another like third party.
uh-huh.
And it's like, okay, look at this. Tell me what I need to change. This is my ideal audience. We need to speak to them. And so that happened. And then I brought in my specific custom GPT that I do not share with anybody
Right.
to help me, okay, let me see it through my eyes again and create it in my voice. And then I went back and forth between them to refine it. Anytime I felt like I was getting a little bit stuck or obsessed over the details, I was like, okay, step back, ask a GPT, and it would help me get unstuck. And the thing is, I don't just let the GPTs write it, right? Like, I fight back against the GPTs, and that's what makes me confident that my stuff is hitting, because I know it's not this, which helps me to know what it is.
Yes, yes. I kind of had the same like process. I do have a lot of GPTs that I've trained myself. I have like over 90 now. I know I might be a little obsessed, but I really like them and I like to train them. And a lot of them are absolutely Holy Spirit breathed. But there's ones that I brought in, like my email marketing GPT, that's specifically trained for me. My email, and I just had it. I brought it into the chat, and I just was like, write me an email. I have one that's just for real scripts, and I brought that one in. I have one which stories, like for Instagram stories. I have one that's just specifically for stories that sell. And I honestly don't use stories very much, but I know I need to, because honestly, did y'all know that like it's actually Instagram stories that
Yes.
sell more than reels,
Yep.
posts, captions, whatever. Um and so, yeah. So I was like, okay. And it was 45 minutes, and we've got like content for all day, every day, and super easy. And we did it together.
Yes. Now, power hours, are they always going to be about content creation?
No, no, I was just thinking about that too, because what happens when I tell you to go and like create a landing page and get it hooked up in 15 minutes?
Well, I can do the content for it. I can write the copy.
And I can show you how to do a landing page in less than 15 minutes and get it hooked up to your CRM. It's
Nice.
super easy. It does take some other software. We have tractors coming down the road, so it might get loud here. I might have to mute, but or we'll probably just jump off. But we have software that can take that copy that you just talked about and just do a web page with interactive buttons and everything in like that time, and then I can show you how to do to hook up the buttons to your CRM, and then you'll have your automations. Like, it's crazy how technology has made it so easy to do these things, but yet we still get stuck in that perfectionism
Yes.
and thinking it can't be this simple.
Yeah.
It can't be this simple, but it really truly is. And it provides us a space to amplify our voice, but also become that visible person that God's calling us to. Because we all have a story. And if you're called to tell it online, on stages, things like that, you have to have a digital footprint,
Yep.
thumbprint, face print. Like you have to be
Yeah.
on digital, you know? And so that's the beauty of coming together and just doing it. And then your day's like started. And even if you only do this 1 hour, I, in this 1 hour, I've done more than I have in the past in 3 days. You know what I mean? Because I get stuck in the
Exactly.
hamster wheel. You too?
Yep. Same,
Yep.
same.
Yeah.
Then we have a teeny little sneak peek on what tomorrow's topic, like what we're going to be focusing on tomorrow's
Let
topic,
me
or
tell
no?
you. Yeah. I'll tell you a sneak peek. Give me just a second. Let me find it. Let's see. Ooh. Okay. So tomorrow we are talking about lead magnets
Ooh.
and DM scripts. And
Oh,
then,
nice. Even
yeah,
better.
we're also going to start kind of ideating about a light offer. So, lead magnet into light offer and how to invite them in. And
In
that's going to be
45 minutes.
done in 45 minutes. Yep. Plus a little prayer time in the morning. So,
Yes.
because we want to invite Holy Spirit into all of it. So, yeah, like we're going to do that in 45 minutes. We'll come back and tell y'all about it. But if you want in on the first 45 minutes, get with us because, yeah, it's pretty amazing. So, we'll be doing this Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. Central Time. We'll come together on Zoom, and then for the foreseeable future, you will see our faces from 8:45 to 9, just talking about it because it's pretty amazing what can happen in 45 minutes with a little accountability and a little bit of structure and strategy and AI.
And a Holy
So,
Spirit foundation.
and Holy Spirit for real, like he's the one, and that's been the whole thing. Is like simplify, look to me, start saying what I told you to say in the first place. And so that's been for me at least. And I don't know about you too.
Same. Oh,
Yeah.
same, same. Yep.
Yeah. So if he's telling you the same thing, get with us. We're a safe space. We're building sisterhood that matters. It's kingdom. It has a kingdom foundation um, for kingdom people. So, anyways, all right, Jordan, I'll see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Okay. Bye, y'all.